when Shamini asked me to share something about my experience, I felt I'm not that worthy. The reason we couldn't stay in Sri Lanka after 1991 due to war, and we fled to Zambia, an African country, where we got an opportunity to teach. So, because many people, when I see some people from Mannar, Batticaloa and Jaffna, they stayed on even in the midst of all the trouble. But in a way or other, I know God was in control, or God is still in control. Like He took Jesus out of Israel to Egypt, He also took us out of Jaffna to Africa. He preserved us. The Lord even protected us and prepared us, I think. That's how I take it. Because we did pray about it. We were getting ready to go to Bandaravala that time. I taught at Woodville Girls College for 5 years after graduating. And then in 1991, there was no fuel. We had 2 children. One was 2.5 years old and the other one was 6 months old. And my husband was working at St. John's College. So we couldn't have fuel to move around in between the 2 schools. So we decided to go to Chundukli. I got a transfer. There was a vacancy, so I managed to only teach 1 term, and the war was quite intense, so we had to leave. We had an opportunity because my brother was in Zambia, and some of my friends urged him to bring us there or take us there. So 1992 March, we arrived in Zambia, and when we were looking for a school to teach, I found a girls' school. It belonged to an Evangelical Church of Zambia. So we bore all the protests from my brother because it was 1,000 kilometers away from the city. So most of our Tamil people were staying in the city and partying. While there is so much turmoil in Sri Lanka, I couldn't stand the party. So when we saw that opportunity, I think some of you know Kim and Ojit. They are from IFS, I think. So they met us because some of our focus people connected them to us. So it was so good to see somebody who cared for us. In fact, I got food poisoning right away because we never used to eat old food, from fridge. So I right away got sick, and they were very helpful, Ajit and Kim. So they also encouraged us to go to this place. So we are coming from, we went from Ozone. The place we chose was very remote. There was no tarmac for almost 600 kilometers, just dirt road. Since it's a mission school, there were some mission flights, but you have to take a chance. So my husband and I there for 3.5 years. It's a girl-friendly boarding school, 530 children. So that was an opportunity we had to grow in many ways, including learning the language. I was a biology chemistry teacher, mainly I taught chemistry, but also we had opportunity to minister to the children in the boarding. We were in charge of 1 dormitory. They would come every Sunday to be at our house, and we were able to minister to some of them. So many children gave their life to the Lord in that school, including a Muslim girl. She was very attached to me, and it was good to see her giving her life to the Lord. And after 3.5 years, the salary we got was only $430, but we were so happy there because of the peace we enjoyed. I walked under the pine trees very happy. And the children had complete freedom, and they didn't know the difference between black, white and brown. Missionaries were there and only African community, and we were the only Asian. The children loved each other, and there was a lot of caring. We were healing, I could say. And my husband decided when the Canadian government stopped the grant for our country, only after 3.5 years, we had to go on a local condition. It wasn't even $100. So the mission school wanted to keep us. So they gave us the house to continue to use. So I was teaching for another 6 years, almost free of charge. But my husband had a self-employment. He had a shop and a farm. We managed to acquire a farm through the chief because my husband had some business ideas and farming ideas. So we acquired about 210 hectares of land there. So after 6 years, our children were in a mission school. They were studying in a primary school, in a mission school, and it wasn't easy because we didn't want to keep our children far away from us. So we have been praying because every week when we got the letter from them, we were both crying, the boys. The girls were still. We had 3 more children there. We went with 2 and we had 3 more children. And then in the same rural area, there was a mission hospital as well. They looked after us very well. And then after 9.5 years, the older children needed secondary school, my boys, and since it's a great girls' school, we had to look for. And I was resisting to leave the place because that was our home in Zambia. But during a mission conference for missionaries, one old missionary came and asked us to fill in a recommitment card. I filled that in and I said, Lord, I surrender myself to you. And God opened the way. So it's a long story. We acquired another farm with about 54 hectares in a city, closer to the city. And for 6 months, we homeschooled the children. I could say I homeschooled the children. Though he promised to teach them English, I taught mathematics and science. But we were still looking for school because it's very expensive to put children in the private school. The government schools were not good enough. So mission schools were good, but the other public schools were not good. So finally in June, we arrived there in January or February. In June, a friend of mine and my husband urged me to apply for this international school. I was so scared. My English wasn't good. Even now I can't say that I speak good English, but I can manage. So I was so scared because it's a secular school and you can't talk about Christ. That was another threat we had. So I was hesitating to apply. Finally I applied and I got the job in 2001. Until we left Zambia, I taught in the same school and I was elevated to administrative position as director of studies as well for the past 8 years, which gave me enough experience to be in the senior management team so I could come to Sri Lanka. In 2011, my husband had a heart issue, but when we came here, he was miraculously healed. So we went around for the first time. After 20 years, we visited Jaffna, and my uncle insisted that we come back and teach in this Angel International School. But I told him I can't say no, but I can't promise now. So we went back and he kept on praying. And we did pray. And when we finished settling our children in a way, we came in 2022 December just to check the place and to fulfill our promise. And I said I will give 1 year notice to our school and then we will be able to come. So all along in our journey, I could see God has a purpose and He prepared us so much. My husband is going to speak later, so I won't talk about him. And God has prepared us through and through these difficult times. In Zambia, I don't think, most of you might know, when we arrived, there was no cooking oil, no rice, no flour, but still we were happy because there was no war. 9.5 years, we lived happily with very little resources. But when we came to the city, yes, there were challenges. We had a borrowed car, which a missionary lent it to us graciously for 5 years. It stopped from our farm to our school at least 10 times. It stopped. My children, and it sounded like a wheelbarrow, and we had to park it somewhere else, so in case we have to push it next time. But God took care of all our needs and taught us so much to do the will of God. Even in that school, which was a secular school I joined, the time I left, every assembly we were singing a hymn, saying the school prayer, and some of us who were Christians, we even invited Scripture Union people, and many of us were involved in teaching the Word of God as well. So God really helped us to grow there in many ways. And even in that secular school, God was helping us to shine. It wasn't easy sometimes. Different principals came with different ideas. One of them said, actually, we don't allow you to talk about religion. I said, no, I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about Christ. So in my assembly, when I came to my turn to take the assembly, I was able to talk about Jesus, or I was able to bring somebody who can talk about Jesus. So that's where we started our ministry, and we were involved in the church ministry as well. And we were able to bring up our children in the fear of God, which is something I am grateful for. Because in the developed countries, if I hear nowadays some of our friends' children, they don't go to church. But thank God my children, even though some of them are still in developed country, They are fully involved in the church activities, including taking Bible studies and things. Not to boast, but Zambia helped us to bring up the children in the fear of God. Because first 9.5 years was in an evangelical church environment, and also later on we were able to still keep our children from unnecessary activities and wrong friendships. And it is only by the grace of God. When it comes to teaching, may I know how many of you are teachers? Actually, we got a survey in our school, Zambian last school I taught. When we asked how many of you want to become a teachers, only one hand out of the so many children. When we asked, they said there's no money in teaching. Yes, it is a passion. It is a profession, but it's a passion. And where I feel that we need to connect. Even though I had language problem, I tell you, the children respected me. I learned English from them in Zambia, but they respected the reason I cared for them. When they know I cared for them, they listen to us. So with that one, I want to finish my talk, but that is the main thing I have seen, to connect to the children and care for them. So they were able to listen to us, and I never stopped teaching for 37 years. I thank God for that. Yes, every bioscience student, they want to become a doctor only. After that only, we think, okay, it's all right, we get a job. Even in Zambia, only when they don't get other jobs, they go for nursing and teaching. But I tell you, I thoroughly enjoy. How many of you teachers are enjoying the teaching? For me, the enjoyment is such a thing. Even when I came here, I couldn't stop teaching. Though I was given an administrative position, when there was a gap, there was no teacher. The whole term I taught the exam classes. So it's mainly to know the children. I love to know the children. And I really thank God for this opportunity. God has helped me to maintain this profession and kept connecting to many children. Even after we left that place, I don't know how many thousand children I have taught in Zambia. Some of them look even older than me. They will come and say, Mom, you taught me. And it's just a joy. Okay, God bless.